I am a roll number 10, Dr. Kamble, Anil, Haribhau, Department of Zoology, Jamkhed, Mahavidyalaya, Jamkhed, District, Ahmednagar. Here I am presenting micro-teaching lesson on the topic of beekeeping. The term beekeepers refers to a person who keeps honeybees in beehives, boxes, other receptacle. The beehives is used to describe an artificial man-made structure to house a honey bee host. The firstly, the woven basket hive. This woven basket hive, it is a hand woven with a long prairie grass. It is made up of grass. Later skip designs included a smaller woven basket. Secondly is the long hive. This long hive, it could be much more thermally efficient than modern thin wall hives. Nextly, the clay hives. These clay hives, they construct hives by sieving wax until it becomes soft, then bonding large quantities of wax into the cell of honeycomb. Nextly, the modern hives are movable frame hives. It is a modern hive. It is inspired by the graceful design of the beehives. The Langston frame, the key innovation was the use of vertically hanging frames on which bees built. This is the bottom board box containing frames for brood and the honey, inner cover and the top cover. The nextly, what is the bee harvesting gears? These bee harvesting gears including the bee smokers. These bee smokers, a bellows type smoker is used to derive the bees out of superus or from brood box after lifting top cover for easy handlings. It consists of a tin can provided with a spout for directing smoke from smoldering material inside it with the help of leather bellow attachment. The smoker should be without heat and flame. Bees should be smoked gently and not blasted. Secondly, the bee veil. This bee veil, it is worn over the face for protection against bees stings. It should be made black color mosquito nylon netting top and bottom portion with earth. The bottom cloth should have a rim with an elastic to make it stick to the neck. The body overall, it is a protective garment worn over the clothes so that the bees cannot get under them to sting. It should be made of white cloth. Blue or black cloth should be avoided as the bees are attracted to them. The bee glues, they are usually made of heavy canvas or supple leather or rubberized cloth and are useful for beginners to develop confidence. There is an arrangement of elastic in the wrist which will protect the hands from the bee stings. This is the bee glues. Nextly, the bee brushes. The bee brushes, a bee brush or soft bloom is employed to brush off the bees from a honeycomb before it is taken out for extraction, mostly in colonies of Apis mellifera. It can also be used to bring together the scattered bees at the time of heaving a swarm. The hew tools. The hew tools, it is a piece of flattened iron spatula like, sharp at one end for inserting between hew boxes to separate them, and the other end bent at 19 degree to separate the farmers. So it is also used to scrap off the bee glue, propolis, and superfluous pieces of gum debris from various parts of the views. The uncapping nip. This uncapping nip, it is a flat, sharp, long edged nip used for cutting the wax capping of sealed honey cells at time of honey extraction. Then the frame are placed in the extractor. The nip is heated by steam or elastic heated nip with a thermostatically controlled temperature are used for the purpose. The next, what is the processing of equipment? The repractor. This repractor is a device which measures the content, the sugar, honey, urine, salt, battery fluid of a solution by the refraction of light. Refractometer at a source of direct light. The honey refractometer for honey moisture bricks B.A.M.U 3-in-1 uses 50 to 19% brick scale range honey moisture tester with ATC, ideal for the honey, maple syrup, and molasses beekeeping supplies. The refractometer series are based on the principle that the refractive indices of liquid change when the concentration of the change. This is the refractometer. Nextly, the honey extractor. It is a hand or moving the centrifugal machine revolving chamber into which the frames fit, with which honey is extracted in its purest form, the honeycomb. As the handle is worked, honey flows out of the frames by centrifugal force without breaking the comb. This is called as the honey extractor. The bee management. This bee management, choose a good site for the hive, wax the top bars, keep the hive clean and the pest free, catch a wild swarm of bees, transfer bees into the views, make a division of an existing colony by bees and the product. The important facts on factors site selection. So this is the good apiary of the site, nectar and the pollen sources, water sources, sufficient shade, wind breaks, barriers, protection from nearby people and livestock, protection from fire and flood, access to the beekeepers, nearby insecticides. What is feeding the bees? So this feeding the bees is the supplementary feeding is necessary for bees during the dry season or drought. You can make this using white sugar. Dissolve 500 gram of sugar in half liter of water and add 1/4 level teaspoon of salt, which is combination of sodium and chloride has 2325 milligram of sodium, more than the daily amount recommended in the dietary approaches. Nextly, the enemies of the bees. These bee enemies: ants, spiders, snakes, wasps, quiet cats, mice, lizard, aphids, and birds. So this wax moth, hue beetles, mite, bears, dragonfly, the which destroy the raised come hue and hue part, catch and kill bees. Insect enemies: wax moth, wasps, ant, hack moth, dragonfly. Non-insect enemies: the spider, pseudoscorpion, mite. Bee enemies: toads, squirrel, lizard, rat, snakes. Bird enemies: the king crow, woodpecker, green bee eater. So what is control of enemies? So one of the first ways that bees protect themselves is by building their hive in a very secret spot. Another way that bees will depend themselves is a very stingy. They, they are present the bee diseases and mite. This Aurora mite, Aurora destructor, is an external parasitic mite that attack feeds on the honey bees Apis cerana and Apis mellifera. The disease caused by the mite is called Vorosis. The Voro mite can reproduce only in a honey bee colony. That it attacks to the body of the bees and weakens the bee by sucking the fat bodies. That this is the fall brood. That this fall brood, American fall brood, caused by the spore forming the bacteria Penibacillus larvae is a highly infectious bee disease. So it is the most widespread and destructive of the brood diseases. The infected brood usually die at the pre-pupal or pupal stage. So this is called as the bee disease and the mite. And lastly, the Bee Research Center in CBRI or Central Bee Research Institute, Pune, and Directorate of Beekeeping at Mahavidyalaya. Hello, thank you. I am very thankful to UGC-HRDC, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad, give a chance to present micro-teaching lesson as the topic of beekeeping is online refresher course in recent trends in environmental development.